It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Lunge. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
Yeah, so what did I do? Yesterday, I went for this training called Youth Environment and Climate Leadership Training.
Nice.
We spent the whole day there. It was hugely enlightening, educational, inspiring.
Nice.
You know, at the end of it, we got certificates to show that, you know, that we've been through the training. It's really like a breakdown of everything concerning environmental sustainability, climate change, the whole thing. It was hosted by Green Hub Africa. I love what they're doing with the youth. So it's their way of making sure that everyone hears this message and understands it and starts to make contributions wherever you are. So sometimes you don't have to wait for government. Sometimes in your own individual ways, in your little communities, you can start making impact. And I found out yesterday that here in Nigeria, there's someone that's making pencils from recycled newspaper. I was so proud. I said everything locally, you know, not sourced. I mean, the idea to fully local. There's just one part that they import is the graphite in the pencil. So many innovative, you know, things that we're already doing here sustainably. So I'm so proud. Yeah.
So that you are building in that industry.
Yeah, I love it. It was my community.
Yeah,
so happy to be there.
How are you doing, Elijah, Nima, Akashat, Zabire? I love your color today.
Yeah. I'm still trying to remember what my banter was.
Me
and the talk. I call it bestie.
Talk about your bestie. Forget your
Okay, let me talk bestie talk. So, bestie, bestie is Imran. So if you give the title to someone else, he gets offended.
Oh.
We sing one song, Bestie Lele, Bestie Mame, and he likes that. So, I don't know what my banter is.
It's okay, let me come to this. I'm sure NBC has something. Hello, Biajilu. How you doing? I love your jacket.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you so much.
Just go back.
Just go back. How else?
We know you just got back. How far? How you doing?
I'm okay. So I went to my shop yesterday. I haven't been there in over 2 months. Yes, you know, I run my business from my feminine energy. So I don't have to, while I do most of the work in my head and also on my phone, physically I don't have to show up. So my girl had missed me. I came in yesterday, just held me down. Madam, we're doing shoot. We're shooting. You shoot your course for teenagers in the office. You come out, you wear clothes, you wear hair, everything. By the time I got home yesterday, I was exhausted. And I went with my little daughter. So while I was working, she was there. Mommy this, mommy that, mommy hug me. I said, I cannot hug you right now. I'm trying to write something. I'm trying to do something. You know? But it was fun. And I think I'll just make a plan to go there once in a week, at least, so I can look around, see what we have in the shop, and also for people who want to come to the shop on Wednesday.
One of my aunts was asking me about your store, and when I told her, hey, it's close to my house, so I will walk there. So she's really looking forward to come and see.
So she come on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I told her the address. She was like so excited. Oh, that's fine. I know the place. I will go and see her.
It's a popular place.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm good. Yesterday I was at the Nigerian International Film Summit. Organized by Jamal. It's an amazing opportunity to be amongst filmmakers, animators, Nigerian animators, and French Embassy is doing a lot of work with Nigerian animators, and they're taking them to all these major international markets. And there are lots of Nigerians doing amazing things, and I wish we just appreciate the creative industry and how they're expanding and how they're taking opportunities both locally and internationally. So I've been in the content market for many years.
Yeah.
Just that I left content market and I came to live TV. But going back into that space is quite interesting to see. Most of my colleagues are still there.
Yeah.
It's good to
evolve
connect, and they've all evolved. They are now sending to French countries.
Yeah.
They're dubbing content in different languages.
Yeah.
It's so amazing, like the ecosystem within that. So I'm really happy to be back in that mix, and I'm really excited.
Very you make a win. Yeah,
I know now because of it. Even I was talking, this needs this person. This needs this person. So because they ask you, because you need a lot of material. So you're already producing material.
I have materials already.
Definitely. So
but this specifically animation.
No, all Nollywood. Nollywood, the whole works.
Okay.
So it's just different, but it's good to see that the animation industry is building. A few people who have actually studied.
My stepdaughter actually studied animation.
Expensive.
Yeah.
in
Really?
the university, yes, and she hasn't quite used it, so I'm going to talk to her.
I think you need to meet Brian. So Brian actually
Okay.
also studied animation in America, and he's doing animation here, and I think it's somebody she needs to link
It's
up with.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but
Hey,
that's
I
why.
needed something done recently, and when they told me the price, I first of all did the list.
Yeah, so well, it's good to know that lots of, especially the French embassy, are supporting Nigeria in that. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Entertainment for me, first of all, I say is a vocation, is work for me, is a way of life that brings about merriment, relaxation, and is happiness, is everything good put together. Anything at all just to make you happy, give you joy, make you laugh, make you dance. Entertainment is a way of life, what you want.
Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Police officer, 19 others held for terrorism. Picture story here. Bankers Committee completes restoration of National Theatre. Ajero NLC directs members to converge on police commands. Foreign investors pump 800 billion naira into breweries subsector. Atiku should wait till 2030 to run, says Bode George. Why Hajj Commission must be reformed by presidency. And protests in Canada as 70,000 international students face deportation. Okay, which story are we starting with in The Nation?
Picture story.
Yes.
Picture story, yeah.
Pick it and look, and
I'm so happy.
I know you're proudly
Yes.
Nigerian.
You know, that's
It's
what
also
I'm
in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's our
Yeah.
axis.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
thank God. According to the project manager, the project architect, Mr. Adelaoye, is the architect in charge of the revamping of the National Theatre. It is at 95% completion. There's a reason I'm starting from the back. So the managing director of Sterling Bank has assured that the bankers committee, this is the committee that was approved by the central bank to raise $100 million to revamp and revive our 47-year-old National Theatre, are going to do an excellent job. And so that now that the pictures you're seeing are just 95% completion of the work. And very soon we will see, they have all the things that, people in the creatives would need to come together, put in place now. And very soon we'll open it for us. I'm just excited at the picture story, basically, and that's how the...
Yeah, I'm really excited because my daughter's school, they do a lot of the activities at the National Theatre, and it's been an eyesore.
Oh, wow.
So I'm happy to see that.
But I'm worried too that, the Sterling Bank's CEO was talking about how this was not a profit interest for them. It was about, just reviving something that logical. And I'm thinking,
Giving back to society.
this must be a profit for them, everybody's interest, because the National Theatre, it's it's entertainment.
It's a huge tourist attraction. You go to different countries and you have
Apart from
to,
that,
you attend
the entertainment, they call it the service sector.
Yeah.
Is a huge one when you look at it financially. Look at what Jennifer grossed, just from one movie, and the possibilities that are in that sector. And with that, you cannot call it. You cannot say your interest shouldn't be
It's not a hot
for
topic,
profit.
but I have to say
topic.
something. No, I have to say something. This is so symbolic because my mom always talks about the first time she came to Lagos, and one of the first places she went she visited. She was like, when you drive up to it with like military hats,
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they did this. But I have a story, and it says that the Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday permitted the Defense Intelligence Agency to detain an Assistant Superintendent of Police, ASP AA Babangida, and 19 others for 30 days. They gave the names of the detainees. I'll just take a few because of time. And they have Usman Idris Abu Safianu, Al Hassan Idris, there are many more, and also there's an Alhaji Amudu Ogewe and Uzoma Agoibo. So 19 of them, altogether. And the story is that there are allegations that this particular ASP is somewhat involved with these insurgents, these bandits and ISWAP members. They carry out terrorist activities all across the country. They're even talking about what they call bomb experts. This particular suspect also had bomb experts all involved in this. So DIA was actually asking the court that they should give them 90 days. But the court says, see, we can't give them more than 30 days because they've spent like 3 months already, and within, they need to be able to do this within the ambit of the law. As we know, the law presumes you innocent until proven guilty. So it's that ask the DIA, please just do your best to finish up your investigation within this period that the court can give you, or else then we'll have to let them go. DIA is just saying that there's just so much insurgency in the north and the southeast. Every day, they are dealing with things like that. So I hope they're able to finish the investigation on time so we do not release back into the society wicked people like this. Yeah.
All right.
So I have a story. Our world's leading breweries are investing more than 800 billion in the Nigerian breweries subsector, in major boosts to the country's quest for foreign direct investments. The president has been going around trying to see how they can get foreign direct investments, into the country. So they said that regulatory documents obtained yesterday showed that foreign majority investors are injecting that amount of money, that's the 800 billion, in Nigeria's two largest breweries, Nigerian breweries, that's the NB PLC, and International Breweries, IB PLC, the largest capitalization in this recent times. So the document indicated that Netherlands-based Heineken, NV, has secured approval to invest not less than 341 billion in Nigerian breweries through a rights issue that pre-allocates about 12.9 billion ordinary shares to the multinational. Heineken NV also showed strong appetite for the Nigerian market. They said they could scale up their investment to more than 400 billion, according to sources. There's also another one, Anheuser-Busch InBev, another world-leading brewer, said they have successfully concluded a major recapitalization of IB with injection of more than 400 billion in the Ilesha or Osun state-based brewer. So they are taking it big into the recapitalization. They are also going to be launching, how they are going to be calling in for people to buy shares. So they've split how they are going to be selling the shares.
That we drink a lot in this country.
We drink now, whether we
lot
like
of money,
it or not. But this is good investment. Whether it's drinking or not, money is coming into the country, and that's what the president has been hoping for a long time.
So in Canada, about 70,000 students, international students, are protesting because of foreign plans by the authorities to deport them on account of a new policy on immigration. Of these 70,000, 15,000, about 15,000 of them are Nigerians. They're all studying with Canadian universities. And according to the embassy, a report by City News in the Canada said that these students are participating in the nationwide protest because the permit for the international students under the PGWP, that's the Postgraduate Work Permit Program, was abolished. And last year, the Canadian government also introduced 2-year cap international students. They also recently, the students were also asked to, I think it was about 25% reduction in permanent resident nomination. So that is making it difficult for foreign students to stay in that country legally. So many of these students have come out to protest. I mean, there's a guy from India who was saying that he spent 6 years just to taking that risk to come to Canada. And he has worked, he has served, he has paid taxes. It's unfair for them to bring in this policy that's going to cause them to become illegal and then for eventually deported. So many Nigerians are also being a part of this, about 15,000 of them, and they're also part of this protest. Moving on now to the Punch. Government plans evacuation camps as flood hits 28 states. NLC plans mass procession as Ajero honors police invitation today. Atiku Bode George disagree over 2027 presidential ambition. And which other story we have? Assailants abduct 5-month-old Oshun as 5-month-old Oshun baby as mother gathers firewood. Okay, that's
outside. So I have the NLC story. The president of Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, today is supposed to honor the summons by the police over allegations of treason and terrorism financing. So the NLC had asked its Central Working Committee on Monday, they sent a circular and has said that, everyone should meet, that union members and affiliate members should meet at the NLC office, and then they would march to the police headquarters. So just to give people a rundown of what has happened so far. So we remember that the police had raided the NLC National Secretariat, and for them they said that it was to uncover seditious materials for his alleged involvement in terrorism, financing, cybercrime, subversion, criminal conspiracy, and treasonable felony. But NLC believes that this is really some sort of witch hunting, and to try and silence them. They had asked that he showed up August 20th, but his lawyer, Femi Falana, had asked, give us properly what it is you're accusing him of, and the time is too short. So he's supposed to be meeting with the police today, and alongside union members are going to walk with him to the police headquarters.
Let's go to a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time. On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment, only on Max Hits.
Area, waiting the apple, waiting the shop. Tune into our award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max Drive.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire. My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians 18 years and above. Come on down, Niger.
It's about time. The Price is Right is proudly brought to you by Smart Cash powered by Airtel.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. Punch?
Yes, I have a story. The National Security and Civil Defense Corps Osun State Command on Wednesday said they had commenced a probe into the circumstances surrounding the abduction of a 5-month-old baby on a farm in Agbeye town. The security agency said the child was laid under a tree while the mother picked up firewood nearby. By the time she returned to the spot where the child was laid to breastfeed, she could not find her baby. The command said, expressed concerns over the rising case of missing children in the state and said between August 2nd and 27th, 3 different cases of missing persons who happened to be underage were, reported at the command. So the Osun NSCDC boss, Dr. Michael, made a statement, and he said that even this particular baby that was just abducted, the parents are even deaf and dumb. And he says that he recalled that August 2 was reported at the Osun NSCDC command headquarters that a male child, that's another child now, aged 1 year and 3 months, was kidnapped in Osunjela community. And by the time they carried out discreet investigations, they found that a lady that was introduced to the family, as from a family friend, Sadiq, her name was Tawa, said she wanted to learn bag making from the woman. And by the time the first day she started work, she started playing with the baby and then escaped with the baby after sending the elder sister of that particular baby on an errand to go and buy something, and then she ran away. There was also another case, the same report, another report, 3-year-old child went missing at Ifesowapo Street, Owode, in Osogbo, Osun State. And by the time they carried out investigations, they found that the child was last seen playing in the shop, and all of a sudden his whereabouts was not known until now. So there have been several cases of missing children in the state, and investigations are saying they need to find out what exactly is going on and get the perpetrators.
Okay. I have a major headline in the Punch, and I'll just take it from the spokesperson's angle of NEMA. So the National Emergency Agency spokesperson was asked what NEMA was doing with state government to tackle the menace of surging flood, because in the beginning of the story they had said the federal government was beginning to take what's the headline again, evacuate prepare camps for people affected in 28 states by a flood. And so the DG of NEMA went on and on to give account of what NEMA was doing, saying that 175 lives were lost, 28 states affected by the flood, 2,000 plus people affected by the flood, and all that they had been doing. About 526,000 people displaced, 79,000 houses affected, 1,971 injuries, and over 106,000 hectares of farmland affected by the flood. But what exactly, where are the camps? The story did not capture that. So when the spokesperson was asked the question, he said that they were working with state government. So they're expecting the state governments to prepare the places for the displaced people to stay, prepare the camps, and they are to assist them with evacuation. So the story is not really as the headline captures. So there are no camps yet until the state governments are willing to let us know where camps are. But the chief of staff to the president visited them and mandated that the NEMA's duty is beyond just managing flood. It's also about prevention. So they should work and ensure that flood-prone areas are properly managed so that to reduce some of these things that this disaster.
Ladies' son. Presidency warns non-state actors, says they'll face consequences of their actions. Strike. FG ASU meeting deadlocked, reconvenes September 6th. Security invitation, NLC president to storm police headquarters with national officers. Over 31 million Nigerians facing acute food crisis, says government. Eco Disco could disconnect Unilag over electricity bill. Article hits FG over under 18 education policy. And you can only contest in 2031, not 2027, says Bode George to article. Okay, which story?
I have 31 million Nigerians facing acute food crisis. Really worrying study here. So the federal government has revealed that over 31.8 million Nigerians are currently facing severe food shortages. This is a situation that's exacerbated, as they said, by the ongoing security issues and the recent removal of fuel subsidies. They said that this study is this information is based on a study that they had, and the study is a collaborative effort by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition Gain and the German Development Agency, GIZ, utilized data for CADA Harmonies, a regional framework for food security, to assess this crisis. I called them all out so that we know that this is a, serious study, by credible organizations. And they're saying that the surge in food commodity prices is driven by the removal of fuel subsidy and security challenges. But as we also know, this is a topic of conversation that is quite widespread. The World Health Organization also on another platform altogether have also said that the floods that were experiencing recently is also going to exacerbate the situation on ground. As we know, many of the states in the Northeast have facing flood situations right now. So all this put together is causing serious food crisis in Nigeria. Yesterday at my training, this is something that also came up, environmental factors and how it's affecting, food and causing food crisis all across. Here in Lagos, we don't see it. There were people that came from Kwara and they were telling us how bad it is for people to feed or go to their farms, and if it's not flood, it's insecurity, if it's not, different things. So Nigerians are really going through it right now.
Yeah. I have the Eco Disco story. So despite payment of 180 million for the month of July, which was paid on August 27th, 2024, this is according to the spokesperson of the University of Lagos, the head of communications unit for the University of Lagos, EcoDisco still went ahead and disconnected the university on Tuesday this week, and total blackout happened at the university. So the university says that they had met with the management of the EcoDisco and let them understand that this upgrade from Band B to Band A and the increase, of course, of their monthly budget for power, which went from about 150 to 180 million straight to 300 million above. And that the bill for the July, the cent, which was 470 something, almost $500 million for just 1 month, was not captured in their present budget. And they needed to exhaust this year's budget, and when they go into next budget, make provision for this new level that they have given them. But the management had, talked to them and, made it seem like they were doing something about it, only for them to come and disconnect the institution completely. So since Tuesday now, they've been in total blackout at the university, despite the payment of 180 million. This is where I will call on the president to wade in. We cannot afford to have our higher institutions being cut off power. Waiting they take the research for the university itself now. Waiting the one they use now. Benin the other day they carry protest. Now Unilag is being cut off. Before we hear it, we will just see us to join this one as one of their grounds for going on strike. So we must meet at some point and find a way. Send them back to Bambi, leave them. Let them be having NEPA off light sometimes, on and off. Just send them back. Don't upgrade them again. But let's light there.
Or look for the upgrading is not working anyway.
Renewable sources,
universities as well,
solar. Okay, former Deputy National Chairman of the PDP, Chief Bode George, on Monday said the ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar must wait till 2031 to become president. Again, George, in a statement on Wednesday, said power would not return to the north, where Atiku is from, until 2031. He said Atiku obviously would never take that. It's lying low. So Atiku Abubakar's media advisor Paul Ibe knocked George, describing his comment as insensitive and premature. So we cannot afford to put the cart before the horse. At this point, Atiku Abubakar's preoccupation is not 2027 or 2031, but it's about today. The poverty, the state of the nation today is what Atiku is concerned about. But George, in his statement, argued that after the 8 years of President Muhammad Buhari in power, the South must also complete their own 8 years before power is sent back to the North. Okay, any other story in Sun? Let's move on now.
I think we should move on, yeah.
Vanguard, Wase, National Assembly wades into age controversy. South African billionaire John Rupert overtakes Dangote as Africa's richest man. Nigeria, Interpol arrests 300 members of Black Axe criminal group. The futility of Tinubu's Statist and Corporatist Economic Council. Insecurity, bandits, kidnappers, others should be exterminated, says Tinubu. NCC gives September 14 final deadline for NIN SIM and same linkage compliance. Okay, which story?
Yes, so President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday vowed to deal with non-state actors, including bandits, kidnappers, armed robbers, for inflicting pains on Nigerians, saying that they will face the consequences for their actions. President Tinubu said this at a two-day summit organized by Alliance for Yoruba Democratic Movement, AYDM, a coalition of 130 pan-Yoruba Shekiri groups, which was held in Ikeja, Lagos. And he said that the role of some non-state actors in Nigeria political ecosystem has been both negative and positive. So he spoke through the Senior Special Assistant SSA on Media Matters, Mr. Tunde Rahman, and he went ahead to warn that the non-state actors who had subjected Nigerians to hardship, misery, among others, should be strongly condemned, adding that they do not represent us and they need to be exterminated. Then he went ahead to talk about the non-state actors who are in the positive light, saying that some people have complained to say that those Nigerians who are protecting, for instance, our oil pipelines are not supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to just be within the jurisdiction of the security agencies. But he's saying that everybody is working together to see how we can preserve ourselves as long as those ones are, doing something that's positive. And also on the economy, he's telling us that the statistics is showing that the inflation is gradually coming down, and we are waiting, hopefully, to see how it reflects on the lives of everyyday Nigerians.
Extermination is a broad word. I really like to know what extermination means. Yeah,
we find it.
September 14 is the deadline for SIM registration. It's not like they will now do it.
This is a Yoruba movie, please.
Just hold on. Go. For the deaf, let the one that can hear tell them. Transmit the message. It's not like September 14 will come now. We'll be breaking facilities.
We are a lot.
September 14 is next month, 2 weeks time. Then go.
Those who registered, they blocked us too. I have to go back again.
No, they don't open now. So make one they register the SIM small, but some people are still waiting
on that day.
That deadline. That's all.
They've carried you. That's all we can take.
This
is take it us
I know that's where.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Shion Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
It can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
we
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, pigeon.
I'm gonna bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say na my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
no go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy is nothing, you don't vex, don't give
Signs dey always.
If they look for person wey go give am to you, fact as e be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman.
talk no dey be person yo make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una
Thanks for staying with us. Join us to talk about the art of home ownership, renting your way to owning a home. Is the Diaspora Sales Manager, Mixter Africa, Mr. Tunji Adeyemi, and the Senior Sales Representative, Mixter Africa, Mr. Ben Chinedu. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
So we know you're from Mixter, and obviously you deal in landlord ownership, tenants, and tell us about this landlord versus tenant issues. What are the issues you've seen, and how have you been able to combat this within your company? Who would like to go first? Go ahead.
So I'd say first off, bringing this to Lagos, for instance, there's a housing deficit in Lagos,
right?
And as it is, there's also, housing has also become, very expensive and out of reach for most especially for low and middle income earners. So what we are positioned to do is to be able to offer affordable housing, for Nigerians, especially in Lagos. We've also created a pathway for ownership, through payment plans and flexible payments, pretty much, as well as mortgages. So yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the hassles of buying property in Nigeria. So some persons would love a system where they're able to pay some amount of money, not the 100%, and be given a few years to be able to complete it while already living in the house. But most of the real estate people we know talk about you pay, and then it's when you complete it, if it's going to take you 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, that's when you get your key. But let's talk about what Mixer is doing in that regard. Is there an opportunity for people who want to own houses to pay, move in, and then take their time to, like what we do when you travel?
All right. Let me speak to that. So yes, while we at Mixter want to make it very flexible for people to be able to take home ownership and pay over a good number of years. There's also a challenge of consistent rise in construction in the country. So, but what we've been able to put in place is to allow people. We've been able to put payment plans in place. We also have a rent-to-own scheme, which speaks to what you're referring to, where you have a 3-year pathway to own a property, where you begin to pay rent on the property that you're living in, and the final goal is to be able to pay up within 3 years. Now, within the 3 years, you can either pay out of pocket or you can also seek mortgage. We formed a partnership with Access Bank, where where we are offering exclusive.
I have to pause for a second. I'm sorry. I'm told I have to take an urgent break. I'm going to short break. We'll be right back. So we're going to short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the first. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
Don't miss the Nigerian International Film and TV Summit happening in Lagos from August 28th to the 30th, 2024 at the Legend Hotel Lagos Airport. This film and TV industry conference is an opportunity to connect with top media executives from different parts of the world, meet international distributors, showcase your productions, and build marketable skills to stand out. With extensive training workshops and sessions, you will learn directly from the best in the industry, gaining strategies that will set you apart and prepare you for a global stage. The content hub for Nigerian broadcasters by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is setting the pace for very strong content-driven conversations, programming repositioning, and business opportunities for broadcasters ahead of Nigeria's imminent digital switchover. Register now. Don't miss this opportunity to make a lasting mark in the film and TV industry.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest in the studio, Mr. Tunji Adeyemi. He's the Diaspora Sales Manager for Mixter Africa, and Mr. Ben Chiedu, the Senior Sales Representative, Mixter Africa. So we're going to go back to, because even before we start talking about land, ownership, rent to home, and all that, it's important for us to even know what Mixter is, what you do, and how you help Nigerians secure homes. So let me start with you, Mr. Ben. What exactly is Mixter? What do you guys do?
All right, thank you very much. Mixter is a real estate development company. We develop real estate as well as infrastructure. We've been in business for over 2 decades, about 3 decades now actually. Now, interestingly, Mixter is part of the ARM group. So if you know ARM Pensions, ARM Investment, we're still the same organization. So whatever trust you already repose in those brands, I mean, you could as well just transfer that to us. We're the same people. Now, Mixter Africa is actually, first of all, we have footprints in about 8 African countries, but currently operational in just 5. And we've been behind several notable projects like, 4 Points by Sheraton, the Lakwa Lakes Golf and Country Estate, which is a top, holiday destination in Lagos here, as well as many other residential and commercial projects in Lagos, in Abuja, and other parts of Africa.
Now we know who you are.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the Lekki toll gate as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're part of that.
So we'd just like to know, is there anything currently any project currently that you're working on or that you're about to reveal?
Interestingly, we've just launched a new product this week. It's called Lakwa Lakes Annex. So let me backtrack a bit so you understand. Now, Mixter Africa owns a land bank somewhere in Lakwa, Lagos, Nigeria. The name of the community is called Lagos Newtown. Within Lagos Newtown, first of all, is as big as almost twice the size of Victoria Island. And within that space, that's correct. Within that space, we have a number of residential and commercial projects. So currently, we have the Lakwe Lakes Golf and Country Estate, which I believe many of your viewers must have visited, either with their company on a retreat or just for a leisure visit, maybe during Christmas, Easter, what have you. So we have the Lakwe Lakes Golf and Country Estate that also houses the biggest golf estates in Lagos. We have Adiva Playing Fields, Beachwood Park Estates, a mix of affordable housing projects, middle income focused projects, as well as luxury. Now, just earlier in the week, we launched Lakwe Lakes Annex, which is, by the name, shares very close proximity to the golf estate. And the only thing separating them is a big lake, actually. Okay. So Lakwe Lakes Annex is a new estate, 100% residential, with top-notch infrastructure. And, our offer on this new release, especially as it's just been launched into the market, is the fact that for the first 100 people who would be keen into this, we'll be offering them, discounted access to the golf club, very exclusive golf club in Lakwe Lakes, and even discounted access to the sports facility within the golf estate, which normally they would not be able to access. So Lakwe Lakes Annex is, really affordable in relation to, the golf estate, which is right next to it, and infrastructure is 100%. The title is uncontestable. We have, CFO within that area, and I mean, it's a place where every investor would definitely find a lot of value.
Actually, when we have real estate people, they're always trying to target, regular folks. Yeah. But when you're talking about Sheraton, Lakwe, there's a certain level of people
who may be able to afford it.
People like me.
I mean, so what we're offering, like you mentioned earlier, cuts across, affordable, all middle market, and of course the premium. So we're actually offering products to all segments of the market. Absolutely, yes.
So how affordable is your affordable? For someone who's watching would like to take advantage of what you're offering.
Okay, so affordable now in today's in current times is quite relative, right? So when you're speaking to housing units, we have a product that goes for about 35, 36, within the Lagos New Town. And then, of course, we have...
That's like a flat, can you...
Yes, a flat.
Okay.
Yes,
how many bedroom?
That's a one bedroom.
One bed?
Yes. Okay. We all know what cost of construction is today. Yeah. So, we also have to level up, right? So that we will still remain in business while trying to offer affordable products to the market.
Mm-hmm. So tell us that process, rent to home, because when those of us in Lagos, when we had rent to home back then during the Lagos homes, it was like you pay a certain percentage down and then you start paying certain amounts after a period. So could you give us an idea of what exactly is expected how do we go from rent to owning the home? What's your system like?
Okay, thank you. So for the rent to own, we actually designed a product called Duo by Mixter, right? This allows you to, rent and own within a 3-year period. Okay. So it offers an entry point of about 2.9 million, which is about 5% of the, value of the property. So what this does is it allows you to pay yearly rent until you decide that you want to buy up. So, but you have a 3-year window. Now you can decide to buy up within the first year, second year, or the third year. Now, within this same period, we've also partnered with Access Bank to be able to offer our customers an exclusive, mortgage, that allows you to pay about 15% interest, on that mortgage. Now, on an average today, considering what the MPR is today, MPR is about 26.2% today. This means that an average commercial bank in Nigeria would be offering mortgage between 25-30% or even more. But what we've been able to do is we want our customers to be able to afford our product. Now, the affordability now is, if you look at what it is right now, rent is also going up. So rather than continue to pay rent for a good number of years, we're now giving people the opportunity to be able to buy a home and pay over a 10-20 year period, at an interest rate of 15% offered by Access Bank.
Wow.
This is exclusive to Mixter product.
Fantastic.
So especially on the, within the affordable range.
Okay, so Mr. Tunji, you're also diaspora sales manager.
Yes.
And so I was wondering if there's anything specifically abroad that you're doing right now for
Okay, yeah, on that side, I mean, I think it's also important to mention a bit of my background. So I have a 16 years plus banking background before I joined real estate. So I've been in the diaspora market, for over a decade. And, there's a quest for Nigerian real estate investment in Nigeria, from Nigerians in diaspora. And, if you also pay attention to, people's experiences, a lot of people that send money home to family, friends, and maybe associates to help them buy, real estate investment here. And, the stories have not been so great. Mm-hmm. What we are doing is to step in, bridge the gap, as a partner they can trust to help them realize their dreams. So we're going to, so if you also look at it, not everybody wants to buy a property in Nigeria, for investment purpose. Some actually have so much passion for this country, such that they're thinking to retire back home. So those kind of people that want to retire back home, we are, providing them we're making the opportunity available to them. And for the ones who want to just invest for the purpose of, returns, we're also, playing that part. And I think it's also important to mention that we'll be embarking on a UK roadshow starting from September 26th all through to October 12th. So we'll be in London, 3 locations in London, Peckham, Hackney, and Woolwich. We'll also be in Manchester as well. Yeah, absolutely. That's where you find Nigerians. That's where you have Nigerians in clusters. So we and then you also understand that people that live in those areas are also very much connected, to Nigeria. Yeah. If they get an opportunity to go on holiday, they think of home first before they think of every other place. So those are the kind of people that we're targeting in the diaspora. Yes.
Is there any other thing, Mr. Ben, that we missed out that you'd like to touch on from Mixer?
Okay, so I would just like to touch on something he touched in passing about the kind of returns investors can look to expect. So first of all, we understand that real estate is one asset class that over time outperforms, outpaces inflation, and with the inflationary pressure we have right now, there are very few asset classes that can offer the kind of returns that real estate offers. Now, bringing this down to Lagos Newtown, where we are located, looking at it first holistically, Lagos is the commercial nerve center of the country, the largest economy in Nigeria, the 5th largest economy in Africa. Ibejuleki, where Lagos Newtown is situated, is about the fastest growing local government in Lagos, owing to the free trade zone, the Lekki deep sea port, and Dangote refinery and what have you. So these are
the Lagos to Calabar
coastal road, exactly.
That's going to open up a lot of opportunities.
So these are very, very early days. People who have invested in Lagos Newtown, in the last 5, 7, 10 years, have enjoyed very, very impressive returns. So even if you're just hearing about it, it's still very early days. Many of the projects at the free trade zone area, the coastal road, these projects are still, in their budding phases. So an investment in Lagos Newtown now is an investment that helps you secure your future and, those of the people you love. So
finally, numbers to reach you, handles, phone number we can call you?
Yeah, sure. We can be reached on Instagram at Mixed Africa.
I think the numbers are on the screen too.
Okay, they're displayed on the screen already. Excellent.
And for our diaspora, prospect or customers, we have a diaspora website called Mixed.Vest. You can reach us on www.mixed.vest@mixedafrica.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back and continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose
Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is it?
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
Heads of state, diplomats, ministers, governors, investors, policymakers, tech leaders, organizations, startups, and entrepreneurs from all over the world. To attend, visit www.globalentrepreneurshipfestival.com. For partnerships, call 234-912-165-9914. Over 20 million viewers, 5,000 event participants, 200 exhibitors, 43 global speakers, and 12 events, which includes conferences, trade fairs, innovation and robotics expo, art and creative exhibitions, a dazzling fashion show, and a closing concert. All in one global festival. Don't miss it.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. No problem.
Okay.
I've always known it as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be,
yeah. I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
Wait, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday.
Less social media. Thanks for staying with us. So it's Thursday, and Thursdays we'll have to talk about family, life issues, relationships, and the works. And today, one of the issues that we wanted to talk about is this practice where a person, let me not say a man, because sometimes women actually do this too. A person sponsors a significant other through school. Maybe a woman sees a young man who has potential, says, you know what, my father is rich. All my money that I'm getting from my father, I'll split it in half, and I'll support you through school and make sure that you also have education. You don't have issues with paying school fees. A man also sees a girl in school, maybe has even left school, and tries to sponsor her through education. Now, after many years of that sacrifice, there is no written agreement or document saying, okay, you're going to marry me. And then at that point, the expectations of the sponsor is dashed, because the person who was the recipient of all the sponsorship and all the support has somewhat seen things differently and would like to be in a different relationship. So I know so many people have been through this, where they sponsor a young lady through school. She got out of school, she's educated, she gets a fantastic job in a nice company, she's wearing skirt suits, she's looking good with nice hot legs, has a nice laptop, is in the office, has her hair done, and you, Mr. Suraju,
Mr. Sponsorer.
Mr. Sponsorer, thinking that, okay, now she's ripe, ready for marriage.
Yes.
And she's like, no, thank you. I'm going to Paris with my boss, stuff like that. So that has happened. And now it's also a woman who has done the same thing, and the guy goes out, he now becomes his own person, and then realizes that maybe not. There's a young girl who I met in the office who I actually like. So my question is 2 parts. First of all, how does that person who has been benevolent, how does that person move on? What can they do to guard their hearts when that happens? Secondly, the second part of it is, why are people such that they can't uphold or have enough integrity or decency to uphold their side of a deal, Or is it fair? Is life fair to those guys? Because listen, I am a human being. I have evolved. I don't like you anymore. You're too tall. When I was young, I thought I liked you.
Your mouth is smelling.
But now, I just realized that your mouth is smelling. I don't want you anymore. Can't I be allowed to make my choices? I say, thank you for what you've done for me. I appreciate it. I gotta move on. So why do we make it an issue? So those are the different parts I'd like us to touch on. What are your thoughts? BC, you want to start?
Your life is an investment. when you are an investment, when you are the drum, the fresh water inside, time reach for when the person is thirsty, you say, no, I can no longer drink from here. So it's better to have that clarity early. The video in question, when the family is now coming into play, I had a friend who, when we were quite young, she had been a young relationship then. I think we were about 21, and the relationship lasted for about 9 years. And suddenly the family says, no, we don't marry people from Edo. We don't really like those Edo people culture and all of that. My friend, and they saw them blooming together, and this guy actually did invest. I'm saying this very carefully because both of them are my best friends, and he did invest. Even I, as a friend-in-law, benefit.
Friend-in-law.
In fact, the SIM card I used, he bought it then when SIM cards were
expensive.
Still using the line till today, and we're still friends. And I remember, watching the two of them, and then this forceful breakup had to happen because everybody in the family had one thing or the other. He felt he had gained enough of the trust of the family members that this was never going to be their fate. And so when it was happening, he would approach one person, and I was saying, this is not really hard like that. It's just, you just move on. And I saw how really betrayed he felt. Two of them have settled, they've moved on with their different families, but there's still that place when he talks about it, of that deep hurt of rejection that he feels about it. And so I always laugh with my friend. We used to call her his lekpa because she was so thin, a tiny girl. So, and all of that. And all of those emotions in between as well. It's better to stay clear. Just seeing it made it clear for me.
When you're young, they're butterflies. You can't really be clear. You're young. You don't know. You don't know that. Nobody knows.
So I grew up seeing a lot of this. I grew up in the east, close to the east, Asaba, to be precise. And we had a lot of young men across the bridge, Onitsha, Anambra, those Imo, always coming into the town, and they would see a girl that they like. And because it's in their belief that it's the man who takes responsibility for everything, they would take you from home, and most times they find those ones whose parents are not even able to pay their fees or send them to school. So they start nurturing you from that level. And by the time the girl gets into the university, in fact, a very close friend, I will not mention her name too, it happened to her, nurtured this girl, sent her through, paid for WAEC, jammed everything. She got into the university, same university with me, paid to a level. By the time we got to 300 level, this girl realized all of a sudden that this guy is no longer, he's not really educated, his English is not clean, because then she had seen somebody who was working in MTN at the time. And the person was speaking good English, wears his suit, package, and all of that. And my sister fell in love and abandoned the guy. The guy was heartbroken, so heartbroken. He went to the house because this guy had already started taking care of her parents. Everything, they would pay bills, they would, he was crying. I saw a full-blown man weeping. But my girl said, no, please, we have moved on and all of that. And that taught me a lesson. I realized that human beings are very fickle and you cannot really bank on them. The best thing is to bank on yourself, be dependable. And I've always preached that you cannot love others more than you love yourself. Love your neighbor
as yourself. We always focus on the neighbor. In fact, I had a conversation with my daughter on that, but that would digress from the topic. Maybe another time it will be a relevant example on this loving yourself first, so that you're full enough to give love to the next person. Peradventure, that person does not give back to you later. You are not heartbroken. You are not laying curses because you did it when you were full. You did it from a full place. And, that also taught me that the love that we claim that we have, sometimes we do not even understand it. Sometimes what we call love is lost. Sometimes it's necessity. You want a young girl who's transactional. A young girl who is because when they started dating, she was, I think, 12 years old. They started really early, and at that time she knew nothing. She was just understanding her body, her feelings, and she couldn't define anything. And then you put such a burden on a young girl like that without putting a ring on her fingers. She's not committed to holding up. There was no agreement. In her head, she probably felt you did it because you had enough and you wanted to do it. That doesn't mean she should suspend her life for what she now wants tomorrow because you had done a form of sacrifice that you people did not agree you were going to do.
Is it fair?
It's not about fair now. It's like somebody takes you out and the person decides to buy food for you, and tomorrow the person expects something and you're not giving, and the person is feeling like, but you ate my money.
The difference.
There's no difference. It's a relationship. It's human interaction, right? What I would advise for such cases is, you like this person, you go through the route of betrothal. You go and say, okay, I want to marry this person. There's a way they do it in the...
They break betrothal now.
But that one say easy. Say, I won't marry you. They put something, or they do a form of...
People remove rings these days.
I know now. At least that one, the person can be committed to even try.
Let me come to Mariam in a second. Mariam, what are your thoughts on this?
I hear both of them, and both of them really, that's how we see it in life. But just because, BC is the one that just finished, let me just continue from where she stopped. And for me, it is, first of all, I think the scenario is a bit different. There are people who are in relationships with the understanding that the gifts and the support they are getting is because we have a future planned. We're about to get married, or we're going to get married. And let's not just put this on men doing it for women. Women also have done it for men, even marriages. So you see a woman who is married to a man and has suspended her whole life because she wants the man to use all their money to further his education and travel the world and build his career. And then in the course of doing that, he realizes the wife no longer fits his new outlook. He likes the woman he meets when he goes for his meetings and his conferences, that sharp woman who has traveled the world, who is just as intelligent and knowledgeable as he is. So these sort of betrayals happen. And for me, love is a sacrificial thing. I hear BC when she says you give from a place of fullness. And I think it's profound. But on the other hand, if love is sacrificial, it's not that I'm not giving from a full place. It's not that, I'm doing this to tie you down. I'm really doing this. I'm willing to make the sacrifices because I believe in us and I believe in you and I love you. And the reason why we have betrayals and people feel betrayed is not because there was no fullness. It's that you changed on me.
Yes.
The agreement we had, you didn't honor it. You dishonored our agreement. And that can be so hurtful. So even if I am full, even if I have more and more, even if I'm the richest billionaire in the world, when I have an agreement with someone, especially someone that I love, and I've done this, and the person dishonors the disagreement, I will feel hurt. Now you ask, how does someone move from it? And for me, it's just, the Bible says, thou shalt not trust on the arm of flesh. When our parents tell us some things, we don't understand until you start getting to the age and you start experiencing it. And it just means that always put at the back of your mind that anything can happen. And just put your hope in God and your trust in God. And trust that what has happened it may be a bad thing, but it's also a lesson. And it's a lesson for my future to do better. And then when something bad happens, you don't stay there forever. Your life can still continue after this. You have learned a lesson that would help you, going forward. And so...
While you're talking, I remember the story, but let me take this call first. Good morning, Abdul from Abuja. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah.
Good morning.
Yeah, I totally disagree with BC.
BC, okay.
That kind of person, it's like she's trying to shield her. But that kind of person, I'm pretty sure one day, if she eventually married that man from MTN, if the man maybe rough or anything like that, I'm pretty sure she would still.
No. Can I give you the story? So the man from MTN actually dumped her after a while, but she's happily married now. Anyway, she found somebody else. She was young, so anything can happen.
For me, she's a betrayer and a deceptive person.
Oh wow!
She shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have waited till when she is in part 3. You understand me? 300 level, and then before she realized that that man does not speak good English and the rest.
All right. Thank you very much, Abdul.
So, Mariah, I was just trying to, let me just finish up because of the call I stopped. So I also remember, like, for us growing up, especially also where I'm from, it is something our parents tell us. When you're in a relationship with someone, don't collect things. Stop receiving gifts. Stop taking things. And it's almost like a curse for the person that is dating you, doing things for your family. You too, as a mother or a father, you two are collecting it. We don't do that at all. It's for things like this. So someone does not say, I've invested in you and your family and you owe me.
Yeah.
So when you're in relationships, when you're courting, you're dating, let people do their things to hear God guidance to the level that they can. Don't do so much. And you, the parents, don't be so greedy as to be collecting things from children that are dating each other, so that tomorrow they'll not call you a bad name.
This is a real story. True life story, and I pray the people that are talking about them.
This topic is impossible without true life stories.
So this guy, he has tribal marks.
Okay.
Really like those very. He doesn't really speak very good clear. He speaks good English, but it's not a. He's not. The accent is deep. It's rooted. He was in university, right? Now, this pretty girl, seeing that he's a very smart guy. This guy is brilliant. He aces all his classes, and she's such a gorgeous girl. For whatever reason, she picked him. That I'm going to support you. Obviously, he needed help, so she was from a decent family. She helped him through school. And they both graduated together, and everyone was wondering, why would you be dating this kind of guy? But she didn't care. She focused on him. So both of them started having a family, and they traveled to the U.S. together. They lived in Texas. Gosh, I should have Texas.
They lived somewhere.
So they lived somewhere in the U.S. Now, of course, going abroad, he got a job at an oil company, one of those top oil companies in the U.S., and Igbos are like, tribal marks. They were like so attracted to this. This is, oh my God, what is this? Wow, tiger. And he just started getting into that certain class. Yeah, obviously, he's been refined. Now, the woman who supported him is no more this cute girl. She has somewhat, voluptuous. She has 4 kids. She But he is growing. He's got a fantastic job with his tribal marks, and all those Igbos are just like eyeing and eyeing. Oh my goodness. Because they started liking him, and he was just a point of conversation. So he started, things flipped, and then he started dating them, the foreigners. Of course, the girl is frustrated. She felt abandoned. Eventually, they had to get a divorce.
Wow.
But the point is that she felt betrayed because this is a man that I have totally invested. Nobody knew you. Nobody wanted to date you. Me, I sacrificed to date you because my mother said, look for the good boy, right? Look for the prospect, the one that has, what they call that thing, the one that has ambition, prospect.
Yes.
Look at it. It might not be refined. Let me find the...
You invest in
it. Invest in it. And now this happens to you. So that she has never recovered. Even till today as I speak, she's by herself and she hates the fact that her life has passed her.
Bye. So let me say something, right? I'm very against sacrificing without making plans for yourself. We did not come here to serve anybody. Everybody has their purpose in life.
Hallelujah.
And that means that as you are sacrificing from a place of love for somebody, you must also be brushing yourself up. You cannot abandon yourself. One of the first things I noticed from that other case that I cited the example was, he was paying so much for this girl to go to school. And adored the fact that she could speak. Her English is impeccable. You know, we used to hail her in secondary school at the time, and everything. And he forgot to brush up himself. He forgot to ask the very important question. This girl was growing. What kind of man do you like? What kind of places do you want to be? What's your aspiration? What would you like? That will give you an insight on how you can brush up yourself for her.
Hallelujah.
So that as she's going up, you self, you are going up. Nobody gets to a point where one person is left behind and then we're not looking for somebody who matches up to the new status, because you will ever grow in marriage. When we started our marriage, we were not like this. We started from somewhere, but with every step, as our husbands were doing amazing in their own sphere, we were growing too. So when you stand today and Mr. Longa stands, two of you are power couples. Imagine if by the time you came from Jos, you had left yourself. We just sat down there. Mr. Lunga is flying. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's take, for instance, they brought you from the village, right? And you left yourself. You said, you now that they brought from our village. Exactly. You don't run full everywhere. You left yourself. You did not brush up yourself and all of that. And he gets to a point in his, status where he needs to be at certain places.
He needs to go. Honor. She used that word. It's honorable that we serve together. Yes, maybe I don't look as beautiful as those girls that you're seeing, but there's something honorable about honoring our agreement. We started together. Nobody knew who you were. So yes, you might. I might not develop myself because I don't. Why are you not developing yourself? I choose not to.
You're not ready. I wanted to respond to BC when she initially started this thing. That when we talk about investing emotions, when we talk about investing material, you can control things. You know what you're bringing. I give you 2,000 the other day. My other 2K. You know what you're bringing in. Your school fees was 2K. I put it all the time. You can calculate it. But when you invest emotions, it's not something that you can. It's not one lecture. It's something that is very. I don't want to use vague as a word, but it's not something you can measure.
Not tangible.
It's not tangible. You love someone. You don't rationalize your love for that person. Your need to see that person succeed can sometimes make you think, rightly so, that no, you can delay yours. Oh, how important is mine? Let me even wait. What are my dreams really? And there's women whose dreams is just to enjoy. And there are men who have rewarded it.
Yes. Not all men, no.
No, I'm just saying, there are honorable people who have known that, this is my wife. She wanted to be this and that, but she also loved this. Okay, my goal is she has given me her inheritance, or she has sacrificed her school fees for me to become where I am. She will have the world.
Yes.
And there are people who will now come and say, but when you were giving me the money, what did you put in yourself? No, they are that. And that is a dishonorable thing, whether we like the English or not.
Let me pause you for a second. Let me take Shalewa and I'll come back to you. Shalewa, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I'd like to contribute to this, and I totally agree with Nima. The girl was 12 years old. Even at 12 years old, as she was growing, she understands the fact that this man likes me. Gradually gets to know that this man loves me.
Okay.
Let us be truthful with ourselves. The man was used. Women and men are used alike like that. There is no way you would not know. The man doesn't have to get better for himself. He was investing in somebody he loves. You should be that person that's going to compliment him when you get to that place he was placing you to. You could have been bringing out and say, okay, my children is going to benefit from this. Not everybody has to go to school. People are this also do not that me. For me to compliment him and not be like, but it's not go, it's so below me now. You are very, very ungrateful. We knew as ladies, we know when somebody is interested in us. Even as a man, we all know what is happening. So for her to now cut her slack, I think she was
Shalewa, let me ask you a question. So let's say this girl chooses not to be ungrateful and ends up marrying this person, and then she starts to cheat on him, because the truth is that she feels they're not compatible anymore as she's growing, because women will evolve. What you are in your 20s, different from the 30s and 40s. So would you rather that girl who has just said, because this guy has done this for me, let me just marry him like that, and then finds herself being an adulterous woman eventually, or even he then eventually cheats on her? Because wouldn't she rather look for happiness and joy and say, let me not even enter this marriage, because I know that this guy, I will cheat on him the way it is? What do you say?
The truth is, we have the right to see who we want to be. What do you mean by compatible? What do you mean by cheating on somebody? The truth is, everybody has a power to be able to choose what they want. They have that right. I would try to cheat because I want to cheat. I want to make something work because the other person wants to make it work. If the man still wants to make it work and is striving, I don't have a reason to cheat in my relationship. Nothing is 100% anyway.
Okay.
That I cheat is not a criteria that the man is not a kind of way. People are not perfect. You don't have to work towards perfection.
Fair enough.
Is very good out, so you don't have any right to say that man is not my type again.
Fair enough, Shaliwa. Thank you very much for your views.
So I was going to learn that, even though people can't leave somebody that has invested in them, you started the relationship young, there are valid grounds such as abusiveness, possessive kind of love, controlling love to leave a person. But when you do it, you don't do it from a place of you didn't do so much for yourself. That's why I can't marry you anymore. Because it can be, no, you are controlling, you're curtailing me, you're not allowing my growth. You can have such conversation and say, I hate to leave, but I have to because I cannot continue to thrive here. But the one that is hurtful is that one of, you didn't do so much for yourself. I have an MBA now, or I have a master's now, or I have a PhD now. Where are you? I'm a bank manager now. You were a trader. It happens sometimes. You see the guy is in his business, and he thought, let me build my wife, or let her have a career. And he made it all happen, and then she's far. There was a story we took where the lady got to the UK. Even Max, created a scene where he was signing documents thinking he was paying school fees. And she even had a child for her ex. And she took his money and said he didn't upgrade, he didn't go to school, he didn't, all such nonsense. It's the most dishonorable thing for a person to be in. And there's no justification whatsoever, no matter the kind of Igbo we can speak about it. But if he was a bad person and he was controlling, some people, they will target a young girl, come and start dating her. And every time they put money into it, cover up their bad behavior, they control her, they put money into it, and silence by everybody, by the family members. Such an arrangement, you will see the family members want to speak and they'll be hiding back. So that person himself is there's a word, is, I don't want to use strategic, there's a negative word for it, where he knows he's a bad person and he's using money to cover up. That's a different arrangement. But two people in love, growing up together,
one can't fall out of love now.
Growing, no, you don't fall out of love.
Hey, God,
step up.
So, can I,
you know fall out of love. You see them
never falling out of love.
Let me take Lucky. Come on, Lucky. Come to you, Mariam. Lucky, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Come on,
okay, thank you so much. I want to buttress on that story that the lady talked about.
Yes, go ahead.
When you say love is sacrifice. So that man loved that girl. And maybe the man is coming from a business sector. So he has invested in the girl. To me, I was thinking that the girl should have advised him to further if she's looking for that kind of person.
It's good as well.
But the lady is not fair. The lady is not fair, you understand? See, one thing about love, if a man is dating a girl, and the girl will know that this man, the way he's coming, is on the marriage side. And if you don't want that man, stop immediately. There was a girl that normally comes to the house to do house choice for my mother. I told my mother, I don't want to marry this lady. Let her stop now. I don't want her to invest on her emotions now because tomorrow is there. You understand? Even me, I'm trying to sponsor a girl in a catering school. And I'm seeing that light that and the love is not there. I will stop so that I will not enjoy myself in the future. You understand? So it's a win-win. So please, let's be careful because that man will not invest in any girl again because he has been betrayed. And now that lady has blocked every other girl's way.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next time he should pick a woman his own size. We are not talking about the fact that they started this relationship at the age of 12. At that time, that girl is a teenager whose body is...
She never
even reached teen, exactly. Adolescents who does not even understand. And then they started the relationship from that early with all the perks of the relationship from that early age. So if you are complaining that you invested in me, the banjo that you were collecting, won't you pay for it?
What if you no collect?
No, they collect.
He
collects. Won't you pay for it? So I will not advise anybody marry out of pity. As far as I'm concerned, it's better I have 15 broken relationships and have one good marriage where I decide this is me and you, we are going through life together, whatever comes, we'll handle it. Then it's on record that I had just one relationship, and before I know it, I've had 7 marriages because I'm constantly marrying out of pity. Will we advise our daughters to marry out of pity? Of course not. People should be given the room to change, given the room to evolve, given the room to expand, given the room to go for what they really want. People should be allowed to make their choices. And that's why I'm saying when you are sacrifice from a place where even if it doesn't come back in the measure that you have given, you are not constantly lamenting and laying curses because you expected it a certain a lot of people lay curses. You expected a certain outcome. So no matter what you're doing, whether you are the one, a woman or a man who is giving, give to the point where you know that even if tomorrow this man wakes up and says, I no longer love you, I will not hang myself. I will not start insulting him. I will not start going back memory lane. I will not stay there. No.
You're saying measure the love.
Use sense so that
how you want to take use sense? Like, go they measure the love.
See, this love where they talk say the person know they use emotion. We are lying to ourselves. We know when we want to make good decisions, we suspend that love and we make it.
Let me let Mariam jump in here. Go ahead.
Made me forget.
Sorry, my darling.
While you are remembering, let me take a call.
Okay, take a call.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
I remember.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Bimbola.
On the issue at the front corner, any human being, male or female, is a microscope of what he or she will be in future at a younger age.
Okay.
And there is a saying that you don't displease yourself to please others. We've seen in many cases, those who knew each other, had interest in each other, right from primary school, secondary school, and they eventually dated and became husband and wife. Ditto for those who, just not their in a relationship. So it is not uncommon to see deception. That is what we call human beings.
Yeah.
Human beings are not, there are certain things that are not constant, particularly this. And as the dynamics of society, the dynamics of the world now continue to make things so fast and so digital that small, insult or small problem, human beings our children, we don't want to, take charge of it. They don't want to manage. They want to cancer and everything to grow, which is not possible.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bimbola. Point taken. Yes.
Is it my turn now?
This is your turn, darling.
Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about, I don't know, I was saying 12 years old, so we're talking of someone underage. And I know that we used to have that as a culture, where a child is betrothed to someone, either same age or much older. And during that time, she's kept, her parents are collecting gifts and all sorts of things from the husband's family because they know that when she gets of age, this is who she would eventually end up with. And I know that for me, where I come from, these things is unacceptable because you don't want to tie a girl to a decision in her childhood or a decision she hasn't even made for herself. And in a few years when she, when she's old enough and she wants to change that decision, she's unable to because you have collected things. The idea that we have of bride price and the things that we do is based off of that. When someone pays the dowry, pays the bride price, brings all these gifts, traditionally they will build homes and whatever for your family, This is to show that we are preparing for when our wife comes to us. Igbo people have it now. When when you decide you don't want to be in a marriage, they say, okay, return our bride price. Yeah. So that is it. If someone changes their mind, then please be ready to return all that has been given to you, because what was given to you was because we're about to get married. So that's just on the one hand. The other hand is, if we're talking of just two young adults who have decided that they wanted to get married, and this person has invested in the relationship, there's a place for every human being to be heartbroken, no matter how much it is I have. And we're making this story seem as if it's only poor people that fall into this sort of thing. Some rich people also fall in this sort of situation where they give as much as they want to give, or they give so much and they don't get anything in return, and they are betrayed. It does not mean that they are poorer. It does not mean that they are less intelligent. In fact, they even feel a bit heartbroken, like, all the plans I had for her, all the things we could have done, but she has betrayed me. You know, so I think this is about betrayal. If you know that you're not going to go the long haul with someone, then don't get into it. Some people have done it in such a way that made it a business. Lie to a man that they want to, use a man knowing that they don't want to end up with the person because they know that they can get gifts from that. So that is why I will still go back to the way it used to be. Stop collecting gifts. Stop collecting things that you know would tie you to someone, and then in a few years you say, well, you know, I didn't want it. It has now just
because it's an awareness.
Yes, it has now become commonplace. People have figured it out. Oh, okay. If this guy thinks I'm going to get married to him, these are the sort of things that I can get. You know. And
let me take this call from Festus. Thanks, Mr. Festus. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You see, this topic has sent so many people to psychiatric hospital.
Ew.
Your team like that, just visit Yaba. You will see people that are there because of this issue. Injected. You people have been laying emphasis on money. What about the time factor?
What about what?
Some of them
Age does not come down. Age does not come down. When you invest at the age of 20 on somebody, you meet somebody at the age of 20. That person now lives, you at the age of 26. Where are you going to start? And all the suitors have been coming. You say you have somebody, you have somebody, you have somebody, you are investing on somebody. Okay, this person now, after investing with your money, with your time, with this, and now goes away. Where are you going to start? Are you going to reverse your age? So the money is not everything.
Yeah.
Emotional. Go to hospital. Just your team like that. Just pay a visit to psychiatrist hospital. They will give you records of people that landed there because of being jilted. So it's a sign of betrayal.
Thank you.
What you are not going to do,
covetousness.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. First. Let me come to BC, because I think this is where I'd like BC to shed some light for us, because you're a professional in this. I mean, with all the information out there, shouldn't people should be stronger these days for these kinds of things? Because Mariam used the word betrayal. He said people are in psychiatric hospitals because that's the truth. Yeah. The woman I told you about who lives in the US, she has 4 kids. Her life just passed her by because she just said, like, this guy has all the money, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's working for an oil company where, okay, I don't have to work. There's somebody that lives abroad, I don't have to work. You know, and she's happy. She had the perfect life. Just to realize that her 20 years has passed. And no, so I don't say she didn't develop herself. She just didn't think there was a need to because she was happy. Yeah. So how do we confront life when these things happen to us?
So I think we need to understand that life will happen either way. It happens for everybody. It happens to everybody at different times, right? Some people get hits in their job, others get hits in their relationship, others get hits with children, others get, in different ways life just happens. And what helps you go, live past what has happened is you not holding on to the past. And I know that at the time you're experiencing it, it is painful. But if you believe that this experience came to teach me a lesson, what have I learned from this? There's always a way you can recover time with God being on your side. He said, a part of scripture says, the days that the cankerworm has eaten, there's always a reward that comes and you're able to hold your life back up, right? Instead of just lying down on that floor there and saying that your life is over because this happened. Some people actually meet and find true love at the age of 40. You could have had a very painful relationship, a very painful marriage, and everything is out, and before you realize it, you find love and you live happily ever after, even from 40 and 50. So we can't really say that because this has happened, every other person should hang. That's on one hand. Secondly, I think we should take relationships as relationships. We should take dating as dating. The problem we have is that we bring marriage rights into friendships and dating. and relationship, and we're expecting marriage rights. Without that marriage, there's no covenant that's protecting you. Even the people in the marriage itself, they still dissolve it, and nothing happens to anybody. Nobody kills anybody, right? No, I'm just saying that when you are dating, there are certain metrics you must pay attention to. You must first of all test if this person loves you as much as I'm loving you. If I'm loving you so much and I'm giving so much, and this person is just collecting, the person is not giving back, it's a red flag that this person is in it for what he or she can get. You should think. You cannot love and suspend your brain. I don't believe in that. I know some people fall in love and then they forget themselves, they sacrifice their life. I've heard of girls who would give their own school fees. They will use it to pay for a boy to go for one training or the other. Me, I can never find myself in such a situation. It doesn't mean that I don't love. It just means that I put my logic ahead of what I'm doing. So if we are dating, we are dating. And because we are dating, you will not be getting all the benefits of a wife.
They don't ask for it.
Exactly. Of course, but you see, in this case that we're talking about, there are people. Leave benefits. I don't think that girl went around asking for benefits.
No, I'm not making it. We're making it general.
Generally, yes.
What has happened now is that people are asking for benefits of marriage.
Yes, in a relationship. Yes, don't ask for it. I agree to that. I remember when I finished it wasn't NYSC. Yes, I was waiting for a job, but before NYSC, we had about 6-8 months. We were at home waiting for our call-up letter, and I wanted to go for this French class. Right, my guy was already working at the time. I asked my father to send me money. My father said, "I will not send you money because you're in your mother's house. You're not waking up early in the morning to cook porridge for me again. You're already in Lagos cooking for them. So the people you're cooking for, they should. I'm done training you. Those people should send you to French class, right?" And Mom did not have money to send me to French class. I did not do that French class because I did not ask my boyfriend. Because it's not his responsibility.
Thank you.
It was a few days ago we were having a conversation and I said, do you know I could have done that French? I don't even remember. If it's now that you met me, I will chop you.
Let me take this couple.
Because at that time, relationships is not for us to be. Yeah. Don't give me anything. We are dating. We are liking each other, and that's it.
It's so powerful. Let me come to Osborne. I'll come to you, Nima, in a second. Osborne, are you there?
don't have sense.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm coming to you, Nima. You got me. But what you said, I think is so powerful because we blur the lines between relationships, dating, and actual proper marriage.
Courtship is something known to us as Africans. It's known to us across religious lines. I courted a lot of people. It did not mean that you're exchanging it. It means you're trying to know the person that is approaching your family.
Yes.
But all these people have crossed that line with selfish, covetous thoughts.
Yes.
So a family that is well-to-do or a boy that is well-to-do is approaching this poor girl now. And I know that I have big dreams. I will deceive him. He should send me to school because we are courting. Then I have a right to say no. I am receiving. That emphasis on what some people deliberately target the boy. The father will see the boy. Your responsibility to raise your daughter was taken over
by another person,
by a young man. You not complain that time, but he reached time for marriage. You ask, what do you want? What do you mean? What does he want? Did you not know what he wanted? What he was investing in? You cannot blame him for loving your daughter so well that he gave her what he thought would make her love him. In gifting somebody, you're supposed to be endeared to that person and deeply loved to express your love by that. And he gave till he had no more to give. And when it was her turn to give back, you're asking, what do you want? She don't want, okay, what do you want at this point? Referencing the case in question.
There used to be times where we would see parents calling him, come and collect your car. Yes. Who told you to bring this car to my house? Did I give you
I was fully married when I was going to law school. My father paid my fees. I remember saying, let me train my daughter finish because I wanted you to finish law school before this wedding. But since the wedding is preceding the law school, he paid. Call to bar rich. My husband was putting money together for me to go for my call to bar, the registration. My father sent the money. And what he used to do, he would send it to him in a Zenith account. In a Zenith bank.
Let me take this up on Toyin.
So that you keep the records.
Yes.
So that you keep the
Toyin,
records.
thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, Toyin. Go ahead, please.
You're doing a good job there.
Thank you.
I'm a first caller.
Welcome to the show.
I just want to make some contributions or what I've experienced, not personally. I used to have this cousin who is he met his boyfriend. Let me call him the boyfriend. Then they were not married. Then they were in secondary school and they were dating. And after a while, the guy decided not to further his education after the secondary school. I think he went to learn his trade. Then the lady continued. He went through the teacher training college.
then went to NCE, then went to the university. In fact, he went through all the, I don't know,
levels
before he became a graduate. And eventually they got married. Then at a point, after their second child, the man started feeling inferior, I guess, because it was like they were always quarreling, and though they were still together, and after a while, the guy had an opportunity to travel out of the country. Then he went to one African country like that and left the wife with 3 kids. And he never came back.
Okay.
After a while, we got to know that he got married with another lady in China.
Wow.
The guy never came back till he died.
Ew.
He died Ghana. So when he died, he sent message that he died and that they should send money for them to bring his corpse. But my cousin told them no. They had started very sick because, I mean,
obviously,
that was all. And that was how he was there.
But how did she manage that?
When they were dating, before even they got married, I was like, then my person was a bit older than I am. Well, I'm always telling her, this guy you are dating, who has left secondary school and is not thinking of furthering his education, you think you both will be on the same page at the end of the day? Will your reasoning be as far? Okay. But it was like, he has spent so much on me, he is always giving me this, he's always coming to see me in school. Like, I think he sponsored her education. But at the end of the day, he didn't enjoy the marriage. So
all right. Thank you very much, Toya. I mean, so from that, the betrayal, obviously, the fact that she trusted that this man was going to be with her, and obviously he now left to a different country and married, and he obviously, according to her, had inferior complex, obviously, and then moved on. But see, it goes back to the issue of betrayal, not honoring. And I really like what BC had said, because, and I like us to compartmentalize these relationships. We blur the lines.
Yeah.
You know, we're all just dating and, you know, having privileges of marriage in the relationships. If we are able to say, this is a dating time where I'm getting to know you, we're going out, we're hanging out, there's nothing extra. I'm not collecting gifts from you for my family. My family is not dependent on your money. We are just knowing each other. If we can keep it that way, hopefully nobody will feel entitled or feel
you can collect
tied.
Okay, in my custom, they do it.
Okay.
Where a child is betrothed at a young age, and they have
I'm talking about just not betrothed.
I'm coming
Okay.
for different reasons. So my mother-in-law also shared that story. My mom has such story where even between both families now, my mother-in-law was at some point a sick child. We have a custom in Isakoland where a child is too sick, female or male, they will go to another family and say, somebody should seek this person's hand. He's a baby, you come with the rights. When the child is old enough to marry, they will come back to you and seek your permission for the child to continue with someone else. They don't disregard you. It's not that you are allowed to compel it. It's an honorable thing to say, you were the one that brought her back home in a spiritual way, and you are coming to say no. So I've seen such custom. You can have that kind of arrangement and betrothal and you gifts. I have seen betrothal in my own custom where you waive it when the child is old enough and the family says, this child has come with a different person. We have come back to you. What do you think? And the person says, I'm happy, and he blesses their marriage. So it's not all gifting that is manipulative, that, the target is to steal from you or to take or to manipulate or to covetously collect.
Yeah.
But some custom recognizes them. Courtship is courtship, but what we have in modern day is outright covetousness, use and dump. It's now it's beyond super parties. It's a family objective. A father is not doing well, let a family come and sponsor my daughter. Then I
so betrothal is different. For me, it's something that many of us have spoken against, because a decision is taken upon someone's life before they can make that decision. It's not something we actually encourage, because
the way it's practiced over there.
It's a promise of marriage, and a 3-year-old girl, 5-year-old, 8-year-old girl running around playing in the sand. See, there's some people gathering on her behalf. She has nothing to do with it. So for me, it's not something I encourage, and I know that conversations have been had, trying to stop that. So we don't do that anymore. What we try and encourage is for people who are of age to make the decisions
themselves.
Now, in that case, also with the betrothals, you have people who, you know, there's a room for, I've come of age and I don't think I want this, and then every gift that you get, you will return. That's one. Secondly, you cannot receive gifts from different people for one person. So you have said this is the person she's going to be with. So the gifts you are receiving is strictly from that person. And if that thing does not become a marriage, you return every gift. That is what makes it honorable. But when you create a betrothal circumstance, collecting the money, and then you're collecting from different people, that is scamming fully, whether you like it or not. Or you know that this is not going to end up in marriage, and then you're still collecting, and it's not going to end up in marriage, you're not returning the gift. That is also a scam. Now, if you put that aside, then you're talking of dating. A lot of us, we know what dating is. We're just playing smart. We know that it's just getting to know marriage. No, it's not small marriage. It's getting to know people. You know, getting to understand you and see if you're someone that I would like to have a proper relationship with. We have engagements. The reason we have engagements is that, okay, I have promised I'm going to be with you. I have loved you, I've seen you long enough, we have a relationship, and I know that you're the one I'm going to end up with. Engagements break up. And when they break up, you understand that some things can be given in engagement. And because you have that understanding, you don't feel scammed. I gave of this because we're engaged, and you gave because we're engaged. So when you understand all those things, what the benefits are, what the responsibilities are in these different situations, then you will not feel so scammed. It's when they tell you that it's an engagement, then tomorrow you say, no, we're just dating.
Let me take this call from Ireland. Dejo, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
All over my face.
Yes, please, Mariah, before I start anything, I just think that no one should train anyone. If you are not able to do it for yourself, that is it. Just let everybody take care of themselves, because at the end of the day, it's always trouble here and there. But the thing I'm trying to say here is that for Obianuju and Nima and yourself, Mariah, you guys were too.
Oh, yikes. I'm so sorry, Dejo. We lost that call from Ireland. Maybe the network in Ireland is not working properly. But, you know, when he was saying that, train yourselves, I know somebody, which is a good story, where he met a girl, I think she used to be their help as a child or something, maybe growing up, or somebody's help, family members' help. And he just liked her. And then he started investing in her. And the very first money he made, he built a house for her family, not even for her, for her family, because he loved that girl until today, and they're still happily married.
Yes,
so there's some good stories.
Yes,
so
let me say something. The way we have relationships that we break up, and nobody's killing anybody, is the way this one also happens. The only pain now is that this person, because he has put money, a lot of money inside, he now feels entitled. But he could have dated the girl without putting any money, and the relationship goes south.
Okay,
and nobody.
You're saying it's because of the money he feels entitled.
No, I think it's because, I think it's because of the money, right? Because sometimes when you, like for those dynamics, the one I gave, the example that I gave, nobody put a gun to his head that this girl was not demanding. She was a child. He just came and saw the need in their family, that they do not have this, and that, and decided to help.
No,
So nobody, by the time the girl now got of age and felt like, I'm not feeling this guy anymore, he felt heartbroken, and then you call it betrayal. Nobody put a gun to his head to say, you must, before we date, you must drop 500K, or you must do this for my mother, or you must do that. He saw the need. He saw that this girl had nothing.
So it was also opportunistic.
To school fees, so to uniform, to school sandal, I have to do this because I like her. So that's what I'm saying. When you're doing it, do it because you're doing it for a human being. It can go both ways. She can change her mind. And it's not a crime if she changes her mind. We cannot stay here and expect people to stay in relationships they no longer have any, because of
we have to wrap up. Let Nima jump in.
So when you measure this gifting far, this is a scenario of the 12-year-old is now making sense. Where you come in to a girl that you're in love with, you visit her, you come with small gifts. It's not exactly, but you're investing emotions, but you're bringing small gifts. It's like, I remember I was traveling, I was coming back, I got you this. It's different from, her school fees is due, but we don't have money. Is the one you are talking to. She's not feeling fine. We don't have doctor's money. He's the one you are talking to. As if he's her father, Omega and everything.
It could be a helper from God.
Just
be a helper now.
But dating is clear. But we see dating where the girl is investing. She's become housemaid. She's washing his clothes. She's doing and you call it dating.
She did all of that.
So for me, the only part is if you're a parent of a 12-year-old and a person is coming to
visit her,
give all these gifts, and you're also picking up the phone and collecting gifts
and asking,
then you are involved in a scam.
Yes,
you know
what scam is.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on today's show. But I think really, adults should be allowed to make decisions. Adults make adult decisions, and I think life happens. And I think what I've learned from this conversation today is that love yourself first if you can love others, and also develop yourself. But there's a lot of emotional investment that you cannot measure, that's not tangible. And I think it's just important for us to be honorable adults in everything we do. I don't think we have time for any comments on social media because I'm sure there are lots of comments.
Plenty.
We have to run. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope we had a great time and learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.